In this video I'm going to show you how to program a key fob like this one to a Mark IV Jetta GTI, or pretty well any Volkswagen that's the Mark IV model. This particular one is a 2002 GTI. It's got a couple little aftermarket things, but it is a Mark IV. And I have a key, and then I have, here, hold this way, just like that. So I have my key, if I can find it, and I have this one that I just bought used, which is clearly not the same key. But aside from that, you can either order a new blade or just use it just as a fob. So I have this this fob here that isn't programmed to the car, and then I have mine that is. So I only have one key. I don't have a second one that I can turn in the door per the instructions. So I'm going to do it and show you how to do it with only one. You're going to need a T20 Torx head screw. I have a screwdriver that just happens to be the same size as, well, I'm going to rig it. I'll show you what I mean. But it should be a T20 screw. And then maybe like a rag or something, and I'll show you why. So I'm over here. So this fob works. What we're going to be doing is pulling out this core right here. To do that, we need to, let me steal that from you again. There is a little screw that holds this in, that T20 screw, and I've seen videos of Beetles and things, and it's right here, and it's super clear that that's what it is. And I've seen Jettas and things, it's super clear that that's what it is. I looked at my car and didn't know what it is. I thought it could be this one, could be that one, it could be one that's like, I don't know if I can get it, down inside this little hole. I don't know that I can show it. There's a little screw down in that hole. Anyway, in this case, it is that little screw that releases this right here. So if I can have you get down kind of close like that. So I don't have a T20, so I am using a screwdriver that just happens to grab that. If it's very tight at all, you're probably going to want the right tool. Now, they say you untwist this out a couple turns, and this right here will just pop right out. It is hard to get out. You do have to pry it. In fact, this has been done before to my car. You can see where somebody's screwdriver actually kind of pried on it. But my way of thinking is it doesn't matter how far you back out that screw, as long as you don't drop it down. So what I'm going to do, rather than back it out, try to pry it, back it out a little more, try to pry it, I'm going to go all the way until the threads are out. And you'll know it because as you turn, you'll hear it clicking. The threads are trying to climb out, but just make sure you keep pressure on it so that you don't actually drop that screw. So now that I know it's all the way out, I'm going to twist it in just a couple turns, just so I know those threads are on and I'm not going to lose the screw. So now at this point, we need to pry this guy out of here. So you can see where someone has done it before. I'm going to use just this junk rag, just so I'm not prying against my car, and just slowly pull this out. Now, if you look at it from the top, you can see that this handle might need to kind of be out a little bit, just so that it's easier to get out. Just try not to mess up your car too badly. And this is easy to do because I just did it yesterday and realized there's no tutorials, and so I'm going to make one. So mine comes out real easy, but they are kind of hard to get out. They almost feel like they're glued, kind of tacked on there. I don't think they are, but it's hard to do. And it's this little guy right here. When you turn your key, the locking mechanism is here, and all this does is turn, twisting this little guy inside. So, let me see, thank you. I don't know if you can see in there. There it is. That little thing looks like a keyhole. When I insert a screwdriver, I don't know if I can, oh, let me zoom that in. When I insert a screwdriver and turn it, the door locks, twist it the other way, unlock, locks. Anyway, that is going to be our second key, that right there. So to program the fob, go ahead and hold that again, I'll have you probably have to stand up. So to program the fob, what I'm going to do is your working key has to be in the ignition, and you turn it past accessory and to on, but not quite starting it. So there it is. Now it's on. I'm sure my radio's going to turn on. Nope. And so now with that on, so now we're going to insert our makeshift key into the lock and unlock is left. We're going to turn it to the right. We're going to hold it there for 10 seconds. And it's going to put the car into a programming mode and it should honk at us. Some cars will honk, some don't. I've seen it do it both ways. There we go. Now you can take your key out, and on your other fob you can hit either the unlock, or sorry, the lock or the unlock. You hit that button, you hit it again, and after the 2 times of hitting it, the car should have it learned. Now I can take out my real key and my original key, which is half a fob, locks it, unlocks it, and my new fob, which again is the wrong key, but I'm using it just for the fob, locks, unlocks. So there you have it. And then to put this back in, I'm sure this doesn't need explaining, but to put it back in, just make sure that your lock on the inside, let me see that, just make sure that your lock in there is vertical, because when we slide this back in, that needs to be vertical as well. There you go. Oh, you have to zoom it back out. I zoomed in for you. So pull the handle out just a little bit to place that in. Make sure it's in good. And then using that T20 Torx, or in my case, just a perfect size screwdriver, because I'm broke and don't have one, put that screw back in, make sure it's nice and snug. That saved me $65. There you go. I don't know if this will work for certain years, makes, models, but it should work on all the Mark IV systems. I've seen similar posted about Jettas and Beetles and all kinds of other cars. The Mark IV generation of different vehicles should be really similar, so hopefully it works on yours and save you some money. Thanks.